hacks that demonize innocent people and that folks like Hal Turner work for the feds, that they wouldn't even say their names. Just people that monitor hate groups. So the message is, I'm a hate group. And then they go into, I'm going to cause violence. Like the guy watching all the Inconvenient Truth movies and things that took hostages a few days ago, who's calling for global one-child policies. Continue.
For his critics who say that by floating these highly charged ideas at a time when the country is already very angry and anxious, that you're making things more dangerous.
Look, I've got to report the information I see and what I believe is happening. I have a responsibility to put out the information, and then what people do with it, that's their issue.
All right, let's stop there. Let's stop there. In the text article they wrote for ABC, you can go read it, it says, I've got a responsibility to put out, period. And everybody's in the comments going, what is he, a male hooker? So they made me sound crazy in the text by cutting that out and putting a period when I said I have a responsibility to put out the information I have. Took it out of context in the text because they could lie in the text. And the text, the way they put it together, is even worse than the actual piece. It makes it sound like I'm this guy that's about to cause a revolution. And notice, it's not about the corrupt banks, the corrupt government that's making people angry. It's not their fault. No, it's my fault that I'm telling them what the government's doing to them. See how every 10 seconds is another lie. They hit you on every level to try to punch that button. It's a full spectrum attack to try to hit everybody watching with whatever their hot button is. Hate groups, you name it, they're punching those buttons. They make me sound incoherent. I have a responsibility to put out information that I have. They cut it, put out. Here it is. ABC Nightly News / Nightline here.
Despite his mistrust of the so-called mainstream media, Jones agreed to let us into his world for a day.
Hey, we're just soldiers looking across each other on the picket line here.
Jones says he doesn't allow his dim view of human nature to color his personal relationships.
Do you have a sense of who your listeners are in terms of demographics?
He's downright ebullient about his wife and their 3 young children.
So your son knows the word propaganda?
Yes.
A 7-year-old.
All right. We're going to come back and conclude it. And we've got 2 guests coming up in the next hour. Wide open phones in the third. A ton of news I'm going to be covering. But we'll be right back after this quick break. Stay with us.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Okay, hour number 2. Thank you for joining us. We're going to shift gears into some naked body scanner information and how to resist it. We're also going to get into attacks on the Second Amendment with an attorney exposing some of this corruption here in Central Texas. That is all coming up. But let's finish up with Nightline last night, doing a profile on yours truly. Now they shift into, hey, the world is in trouble, Alex says, but he is happy about life. So, see, things really aren't as bad as he says. So now they're going back to, does Alex really mean what he's saying, or is it a stick? when I gave them all the information on every subject I covered. Let's go back to it.
Downright ebullient about his wife and their 3 young children. So your son knows the word propaganda?
Yes.
A 7-year-old.
All right, hit pause.
That's what happened.
It's implied there that it's bad if your 7-year-old knows the word propaganda. Wow. Remember when the CPS took Barry Cooper's son? And they put in the Williamson County order to take him? The father had taught the, 6, 7-year-old not to trust the government. So, oh my gosh, his son, pretty soon, this person's child knows how to talk. This person's child knows who Thomas Jefferson is. Holy mackerel. This is incredible. And so the message is, then I go on and say, I teach my son to question everything, and then everybody has an agenda. So Alex has an agenda, as if having an agenda is bad. No, my agenda's out in the open. I'm naked about what I do. Let's continue.
When you're Alex Jones' son.
I mean, the most important thing is he knows everybody has an agenda, including myself.
All I'm calling for is a real investigation. And the people of Oklahoma City have been calling for an investigation.
Jones, who's 36, got his start with a local cable access show in the 1990s. He now has a huge fan base, which includes celebrities like Willie Nelson, Jesse Ventura, Charlie Sheen.
We want our country back, Mr. President. I'm calling on each and every American citizen to wake up, stand up, and demand the truth.
And Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag.
Spencer Pratt, good to have you on. All right, pause.
Thank you.
We've had hundreds of celebrities on this broadcast. They contacted me to say they'd become Christian and love the Lord and wanted to expose the New World Order. They know that Spencer and Heidi are unpopular with many people, so it's another guilt by association. Let's continue.
So much. I'm so honored to be on with you. You are a true legend, a true American patriot.
Do you think there's some percentage of the people who watch you who do it for entertainment value?
A very low percentage, but we have heard that before.
While he admits that some people may watch him purely for entertainment, he says the real reason for his recent growth is that the public increasingly mistrusts government.
There's a scientific dictatorship controlling the planet.
However, Jones sometimes seems to latch onto small pieces of information to prove his much larger, more sinister theory.
We've been warning you.
For example, while we're here, he says this about an article he found on CNN.com.
And they recommend having a one-child policy.
And I looked up the article, and I have it, and I can pull it up for you. It's actually a fluffy feature piece interviewing a woman who wrote a semi-jokey book about having environmentally friendly sex, in which she talks about dating on your bicycle.
And then slipped in there, it says we might want a one-child policy or to
adopt. But it was a sarcastic little aside, not like CNN.
See, it's all sarcastic. But see, we've gone from there's no move for a world government, it doesn't exist, nuts talk about it, to you can't prove the world government that's being formed is murderous.
I'm not even granting you that there's a world government being formed.
Yeah, and that's why you're discredited.
Do you think sometimes you work yourself up into a lather on the show where you might sort of overstate your case slightly?
Certainly I've overstated the case sometimes, but more often than not, in hindsight, it comes out and it's far worse than I'd even thought.
New World Order scum, we are not your slaves!
He says he actually hates his job and would love to...
We're going to come back and conclude this, but I gave him 4 articles that day with the media promoting one-child policy. You see it everywhere. You can't miss it. That was my point. And he took 1 article of 4 that day and implied it was a joke. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't a joke. So see how it's amazing. Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Cal-Ben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used Pure Soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Cal-Ben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support InfoWars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 7091 for a free catalog, or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
Listen up, friends. This is Alex Jones with key information. The mainstream media is now admitting that we're going into a depression. Don't be dependent on the government for you and your family. You need to get your own supply of high-quality storable foods from eFoodsDirect.com. They're the best company out there, the longest continually operating, with a ton of great food to choose from. It's all fresh, made on a monthly basis, not some old cruddy food they're selling you like some of the other guys. Try their new Evacuation Pack, a 2-week supply of delicious, easy-to-fix food. It comes with all the equipment you need to prepare it. With open talk of a strike on Iran in the next 3 months, the crisis in the Gulf, and possible evacuations, get yourself and your family ready today. The place to go is eFoodsDirect.com. Go to their website online right now, eFoodsDirect.com/Alex, or call 800-409-5633. Again, on the web, eFoodsDirect.com/Alex, or give them a call at 800-409-5633. Alex Jones here with urgent information concerning TrendsResearch.com. The Trends Journal distills the voluminous ongoing research of the Trends Research Institute into a concise, readily accessible form. By tracking 300 separately defined domestic and international trends, the Trends Journal establishes the connections that others fail to see or misinterpret. Gerald Salente's Trends Journal allows you to anticipate change, recognize the implications, and take protective strategies. Individual readers from every walk of life can put the Trends Journal Trends Forecast and Trends Analysis to practical use. Extra information to keep you well informed throughout the year when any current event of major social, economic, or political significance occurs. Trends Journal notifies its subscribers of their implications. When you subscribe to the Trends Journal, you'll also receive Trends Alerts. Visit TrendsResearch.com today. That's TrendsResearch.com. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. This information is too important to wait.
Live from Austin, Texas, broadcasting worldwide, it's Alex Jones.
50,000 unstoppable watts. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so they end the piece with saying, come on, admit that you overstate things sometimes. And I go, well, of course. Sometimes we say things are worse and later find out they weren't as bad as we thought. But most of the time, it's worse than we stated. And that's the truth. And we've always pointed that out here. And we're wrong about something, we point it out. But we try to tell the truth. We try to be accurate. And we have one of the best records of being accurate out there with the trends and the societal movements and things that are going to happen. Just like I told you a year ago that they were saving the naked body scans. That wasn't even my opinion. I mean, when's government lying? When their lips are moving, 95%, 99%, depending on the, I mean, it's over 90%. You've experienced that yourself. But I didn't just go off that and say they're saving the images because I didn't trust them. It was in, and we posted the articles with the Homeland Security directives going back 2 years ago. So a year before I reported this, it was available that they tune the naked body scanners to be able to know that they can see your genitals. That's how they know they've got the detail they want. That's in the handbook. And that they save them. And now it's come out they lied and are saving them, and they are having mobile vans in federal and state courthouses like we told you they would do. I read think tanks 3-4 years ago promoting how they were going to roll them out on the streets. They've got these big mobile centers that they're going to put at the sports stadiums and for rock events and music events and operas that they're going to force you through. We've shown the industry promo videos. We've shown Homeland Security promoting taser bracelets. And people are like, my gosh, 2 years after you reported on that,